UFC 318 took place last night. Holloway versus Poirier 3. Holloway is still BMF champion. Poirier is officially retired. I went 8-6 on the card total. Going into the main card, I was 8-1, and then I initiated the reverse sweep. So I cannot wait to break that down and recap the entire card for you guys. So, let me get right into it. You know how it goes. I'm starting off with the first fight, going up to the main event. So, reverse order pretty much. Starting with Carly Judice versus Nicole Cagliari. Pretty great fight to start the card off. Like, this card was bangers to start the card. Finish after finish after finish after finish. Starting with Carly Judice just beating up Cagliari. Her eye was closed after the first round. And Carly Judice just, her reach advantage was too much. There was a moment in the first round where Cagliari got a takedown, but then Carly got up pretty quickly. And then Cagliari tried a takedown. Cagliari had the wizard, defended the takedown. Cagliari tried the worst head and arm throw I've ever seen, the headlock throw. This grade 9 wrestling. It got defended. Cagliari was pointed towards the cage, she was pointed towards the cage, like fully pressed up against it, just getting pieced up for a couple seconds. That was a pretty funny moment of this first fight here that I do remember. But Cagliari in the third round landed a knee to the liver of, Judice landed a knee to the liver of Cagliari, got the performance of the night bonus. Great win for her. Hometown crowd as well. So good moment for Carly Judice. And then we move on to Bruno Ferreira versus Jackson McVeigh. This was just a skill difference. They threw out a couple pepper jabs on the feet. They were throwing for a couple minutes there, but then Bruno Ferreira got him down, got in control, top mount. Jackson McVeigh, he looked too small for Bruno Ferreira, but Bruno Ferreira jumps the armbar and gets it with ease. Pretty much. First round submission win for Bruno Ferreira. And I actually called submission for Bruno Ferreira. I called Carly Judice by knockout as well. So I'm 2-0 currently on finishes and winners. So good start to the card. And moving on, Ryan Spann versus Lucas Bresky. Later in the week, I did change to Ryan Spann. I know in my breakdown video I was in Lucas Bresky, and that's how it's going to be for like the prediction tracker and all that. I understand that, but for like real picks and all that, closer to the end of the week, I switched over to Ryan Spann. I was all over the under 1.5 in this fight, and yeah, Ryan Spann made quick work of Lucas Bresky on the ground, tried out a couple submissions, and ended up getting a I think it was a guillotine that he ended up getting, or I can't even. Was it a triangle choke? I can't even think right now what the fucking submission win that he ended up getting was. Oh, I don't want to see you. But yeah, it was a submission win. It was something. I think it was a. He tried the triangle. Bresky got out. He tried a guillotine and he got out. I can't even think right now what the successful hold was. But man, Ryan Spann, first round submission win. How far can this dude go in heavyweight? Probably not very far. But he can beat Lucas Bresky at least, who's probably going to get cut now. But good win for Ryan Spann. Moving on. Jimmy Crute versus Marcin Prachnio. Jimmy Crute's winning a fight in 2025, man. Great job. First round win for the kid. He was getting... The total strikes. It's the first round. Oh, the total strikes in the first round is insane. This is insane. I won't lie. 37 compared to 11 in the first round. That's insane. But Jimmy Crute ends up getting control and submits Marcin Prachnio with an armbar that Prachnio did not want to tap to. That was pretty... It was nasty to watch. Jimmy Crute had the armbar wrenched down, and Prachnio was like just trying to roll around, and it's like, tap, finish it, Jimmy, rip his arm off, and yeah, he ended up getting the submission win. So good job to Jimmy Crute, first win in a long time. I bet that felt vindicating. So I can't wait to see. I think he's gonna get knocked out, man. I think he's gonna get knocked out. The amount of times he was getting hit by Marcin in that first round, I don't think he's going very far, but we'll see what happens, I guess. Moving on, Adam Fugitt versus Islam Dulatov. I told you guys this was happening, man. Dulatov, he's legit. Oh my god, give me what I want to see. Give me the fucking, there you go. Dulatov is legit. This dude, he was just landing nice shots at range, really heavy power shots that you're like, oh my god, there's no way Fugitt is lasting 3 rounds. And what is he going to do to stop this? And he just kept eating those power shots, and then Dulatov lands a nasty, nasty, nasty left hook. Puts out Fugitt. There was a moment like 20 seconds before the finish, too, where Dulatov's coming forward with like a combo. It was like a 1-2 combo, maybe, something like that. And he trips a little bit. But if he didn't trip there, that would have taken Fugitt's head off 20 seconds before the knockout even happened anyways. But Dulatov was going to get that knockout at some point in that fight. So first round finish for him, like I predicted. Great job to him. And I'm doing pretty good so far. 3-1, 4-0 if you count my switch pick. 5-0. 5-0 now, actually. We move on to Gauthier Valentine. Gauthier, he's the real deal. Valentine asking for more shots when he's visibly rocked, just about to get knocked out against the fence. He's like shaking his head, asking for more. It's like, what are you talking about? I just saw you get knocked down. What are you talking about? Why are you shaking your head? I just saw you get knocked down again. Why are you asking for more? And then he gets knocked out. And that's literally how it went. It was a minute and a half, and Gauthier's just piecing him up, visibly hurting Valentine. And then Valentine goes, no, give me more. Are you mental? Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind, Valentine? That was your game plan? You were just going to ask him to fucking hit you? You were just going to take it? I don't know about that, man. Gauthier puts him out with ease in the first minute and a half. First round knockout. Great win for him. And yeah, we'll move on to Francisco Prado versus Nikolai Veretennikov. My actual first loss, but my second loss if you don't count the Ryan Spann switch. But Francisco Prado, he was doing pretty good in this fight. In the first round, he got a takedown off of Veretennikov, lost the position because he went for an armbar and Veretennikov slammed him on his head, got a couple shots off there. I'll give the first round to Veretennikov because of that. But Francisco Prado comes back in the second and third, and his game plan's pretty much the same, taking Veretennikov down, grinding him out on the ground. I thought this could have been a Francisco Prado split decision win. I really wasn't that upset that Veretennikov got his hand raised. Like, he was probably landing the better shots throughout the fight. But Francisco Prado definitely had a claim to fame, a claim to victory there. But man, I don't know if this is a robbery like everyone else is saying. I don't think this is a robbery, you know. I wanted Francisco Prado to win, but Veretennikov still had a claim to win that fight as well. It sucks. I didn't want Francisco Prado to win. I didn't bet on this one, though, so good job. Give myself a pat on the back there. But yeah, I didn't think this was a robbery, a crazy robbery like everyone's calling it. I definitely think Nikolai Veretennikov could have won this fight, but it was close. Moving on, Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen. I told you guys Brendan Allen was a lock, man. I told you guys, we'll get into my other lock of the night later in the card, but yeah, Brendan Allen, easy work. He was out grappling Marvin Vettori at moments, and then on the feet, he was landing the better shots throughout the fight. Vettori was keeping up in numbers, but Brendan Allen was constantly on the front foot, landing good shots. I will say Brendan Allen's head was getting snapped back at some moments when he was on the front foot, but what the judges are looking for is like who's dictating the fight, and it was Brendan Allen constantly on the front foot, backing up Vettori, out grappling him, and yeah, it was a very close in the striking numbers, but Brendan Allen was in control of that fight, so good win for him, and we move on to Kyler Phillips, Vinicius Oliveira. Incredible performance by Vinicius Oliveira. First round, he comes in, and he was a little slow in the first round, I will say. You know, Kyler Phillips was outlanding him for like the first half of the first round, but Vinicius Oliveira locked in close to the end of the first round. I'll still give it to Kyler Phillips, but then round 2, 47-9. Vinicius is just beating him up, took him down. That's what he needed to do. And then round 3, 33-16. He took over in the second half of this fight. You know, I was sweating for like a minute or two. I was like, oh my, Kyler Phillips is looking pretty good here, landing good shots on Vinicius. But Vinicius locked in, man. He's fucking good, man. I cannot rave about him enough. Was sweating, but the sweat went out the window when I saw Vinicius 30-0 total strikes in the second round. I knew it was over at that point. Vinicius got it done. Incredible win for him. Moving on to the main card, where I'm 8-1 or 7-2 if you don't count the Ryan Spann switch, going into the main card, right? And then we initiate the reverse sweep. Daniel Zellhuber looked terrible against Michael Johnson. I don't know what he was thinking. He threw about half the total strikes that Michael Johnson threw this fight. Sad performance by him. Sad performance by him, especially because his last one was that amazing fight with Esteban Ribovic. That could have gone Zellhuber's way, but this one could not. This one, there was no argument at all. Michael Johnson beat him up, made easy work of him, knocked him down. I don't know what Zellhuber was thinking. I thought Zellhuber was gonna be more volume. Obviously not, though. This was a bad night for him. He looked terrible. Sad. I don't want to spend more time on this one. This one's making me mad. Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull. Oh man. Patricio Pitbull looked actually pretty good. Got takedowns off early on. You know, Patricio showed early on he's not getting bossed around this time like Yair did. You know, he's the one pushing the pace this fight. He's getting the takedowns off. He's going to be throwing the good strikes. There was moments where Dan Ige landed like an overhand that knocked down Patricio. Or what was it? It was he threw a head kick. Patricio leaned into it and kind of caught the knee. That's what knocked him down in the second or third round, whatever it was. And Ige nearly got the finish, but Patricio was still beating him up the majority of this fight, getting takedowns off. I don't know if I'd say beating him up, but he was in control. The majority of this fight ends up getting the decision win. Maybe we should have seen this one coming. I mean, I picked Sean Woodson to beat Dan Ige, but I fell for the hype, I guess. Moving on. Oh my god. Kevin Holland. What the fuck are we doing, man? Oh my god. This one makes me infuriated. If you watch my breakdown video, you knew the hesitation I had picking Kevin Holland. I could even put up a clip in this video if you want. I'll go and do the clip where I said, Kevin Holland, I'm so confident in him to beat Daniel Rodriguez. That means he's going to lose somehow. I said that in the breakdown video. I knew Kevin Holland being a minus 500. There was some fraudulent shit going on. Oh my god. This one fucking sucked. I won't lie. This one sucked. I thought Kevin was going to get it done. I had picked the last 9 Kevin Holland fights right. And since I picked Vicente Luque and I picked Kevin Holland, man. I'm now 0-2 in the past 2 Kevin Holland fights. This makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me sick to my stomach. I don't know what's going on with me and Kevin Holland. I cannot pick his fights right anymore. It's like Freaky Friday. Fuck. Kevin Holland is fucking terrible. I hate this guy. He sucks. I don't know how. You have a massive reach advantage here too, right? Oh my god. This one was so sad. He gets a knockdown too in the third round and completely botches the finish, which is even more sad. It's even more sad, you know? He starts... Oh my god. I don't want to spend more time on this. Kevin Holland, this one makes me so mad. Kevin Holland completely botches. This was supposed to be an easy win. Like, Daniel Rodriguez was not supposed to be out-voluming Kevin Holland, you know? He was not supposed to be throwing more than him. Kevin Holland was supposed to have that peppery 1-1-2, you know? Or they threw the same amount of total strikes, I guess. But fuck. Damn. This was not supposed to be that hard of a fight for Kevin Holland. I cannot believe he ends up botching it. And botches a finish in the third round. This one was just sad. Moving on to the co-main event. Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov. I should have changed my pick when I saw that press conference, man. He was beefing up. He was beefing up. That's what that was. He was the Incredible Hulk there. That's him getting angry. You know? You know? You guys know what I mean? At the press conference, Paulo Costa's asked about Hamzat, and he's just... like, I don't know what that was, but that was him leveling up, obviously. That was him turning into a good fighter again. Because he comes into the cage here. This is not the Paulo Costa we've been seeing. I'll tell you that. This dude, his volume was high. His strikes looked impactful. All of them. You know, he was throwing body kicks. They were throwing Kopylov around the ring. Kopylov was my lock of the week with Brendan Allen in the two-leg parlay. This makes me so sad. I was really confident in Kopylov. You know, he's looked good his past couple fights. He knocked out Chris Curtis. He had good volume that fight. Paulo Costa, man. 1-4 in his last 5 fights. I should have seen the waters, man. I should have seen it coming. I should have sensed it. Paulo Costa needed this win. He needed this win to stick around. I should have known. I should have known, man. Paulo Costa, he looked pretty good. There was no moment in this fight where I thought Kopylov was going to end up getting it done. This was a pretty depressing 3-round fight where it was like, oh yeah, Paulo Costa is making easy work of the kid. Easy work of the kid. In the third round, actually, I'll say Kopylov won the third round. Let me pull that. Or, not even. Kopylov could have... The third round was Kopylov's best round, and he still didn't even win the round. He got out-volumed in every round by at least 10 strikes. It hurts. It hurts. I really thought Kopylov was going to get it done. That's why I made him a lock. Fuck. Moving on to the main event, Poirier versus Holloway 3. This was a great fight, I will say. This was an actual great fight. I was locked into the screen, man. I knew this was going to be their most... I thought this was going to be their most competitive fight. I did. But it actually was Holloway. Holloway was in charge most of the fight. He got an early knockdown in the first round. Looked like he was trying to get it out of there really quick. But Poirier got back up. You know, he was sticking in there. Round 2 comes along. He gets another knockdown on Poirier. Really looks like he's going for the finish here. He goes for a submission. Poirier gets back up to his feet and just keeps throwing. Poirier ends up landing a huge shot on Holloway, knocks him down at the end of the second round, gets a bit back, and at that point it's like, oh my god, we have a fight, man. We have a fight. Poirier's not out of it. He's still right there, and I was locked in, man. This was incredible. It does hurt because Holloway won, and I did think Poirier was going to get it done, but it's a great moment for Holloway. He did need a win like this. I don't know where he would have went if Poirier ended up winning this fight, but we don't have to see that reality. We get to see Max Holloway being a salty boy at Topuria. I've already seen clips of Holloway saying, like, he doesn't understand why Topuria is walking around with a BMF belt. He knocked you out, buddy. He's the first person to ever knock you out. Do you not understand that? If Ilya versus Max Holloway is the next fight in 155, do we really think much changes between, like, how that fight ends? I get Holloway was in charge of, like, he was winning on numbers in that Topuria fight before the knockout. But do you really think Topuria is not going to land that kill shot in 25 minutes? Even Poirier knocked him down. I think his chin is still good, but it's not as good as it was. And if he gets hit with a big bomb, he's gonna go. He's gonna go, and Topuria will find that bomb. So I don't know if Max Holloway really wants that, but that's what he's calling for. He's calling Ilia Topuria out. They'll probably do a BMF title fight for the. They'll probably conjoin it, do a BMF lightweight title fight. Winner gets both. That's what I think's gonna happen most likely. I can't see them doing the Topuria Max Holloway fight if it's just for the BMF title. And I can't see them doing the rematch, or I can't see them doing a match for the lightweight title without putting the BMF title up again. I can't see Topuria beating Holloway and not taking that belt. I can't see that. Anyways, it was a pretty good card. I reverse swept the main card. I was 8-1 or 7-2 leading into it, and then 0-5. This was We'll get it back though. I went 4-6 on my bets though. Let me just pull those up real quick. I had Carly Judice under 2.5 rounds. That was a little bit of a sweat, but that was plus 180. Great win there. I had Span Bresky under 1.5 rounds. I had Vinicius Oliveira moneyline. Gauthier Valentine under 1.5 rounds. I had Poirier moneyline though. I had Zellhuber by KO, and my lock parlay shit the bed on Kopylov too. So up and down week. And yeah, we'll be here for what's the next card? What is the next card? Oh, DeRitter versus Whitaker is the next card. So I'll be doing my predictions for that tomorrow most likely. So watch out for those. Let me know what you thought of the recap, and thanks for watching.